Great, nice. तेरी मेर दा बोलना तुदे आगे अरदास गुरु गुरु वाहे गुरु गुरु रामदास आद गुरे नमः जुगाद गुरे नमः सत गुरे नमः श्री गुरुदेव वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा। In the first 5 steps of the Japji, the discussion how to find God, how to get rid of the lies which one faces every day. And how life has to be conducted and understood not for personal reason or impersonal reason, but for happiness, is very well described. Sometimes we just read those lines as a routine and do not understand where the route is leading us to. It has become my experience from last 20 years. People listen what you speak, but they understand what you speak. So there is a big gulf, what you say and what somebody hear. Once I said to somebody, I said, love is everything, but just see, love remains pure and love. So he went to the girl and said, Yogi ji has blessed me, therefore we are in love, it's all okay. He has agreed. Fanatically she called me, she said, what is this? And I said to her, I said simple thing, what is the complicated affair in that? In this world of ours, there are 3 wills: God's will, good will, and the will of the individual. If you accept your individual will, you can achieve a lot, you can work out certain things, but must understand it will be your individual capacity. It will not be more than that. If you have goodwill, then it will be you plus all the goodwill you have. You can achieve that much with it, not more, not less. But if you accept the God will, then it's not you at all. Then it's God's will. Good and bad, when you accept God's will, then there are a lot of things which happens, which you neither can interpret, nor you can understand, and nor you can relate to. Doesn't matter how big ocean liner you are sitting in, but when it is in the middle of the ocean and storm comes, it's not more than a matchbox. It doesn't have even the capacity. The biggest warship, Bismarck, which Germany created with the best tonnage, the Allies could sink it because before it, when it was tested out, they understood that it is the mightiest ship which can penetrate through the very surface of the ocean and can be stable. So they understood it's a very stable target. So they don't have to miss an inch. Something which was created to be positive became his death sentence. Man will was, the good will was that the Bismarck ship can go through any ocean at any time under any circumstances and make it. But they never understood it is a sitting duck and a best target which the enemy can have. Our will is based on our microscopic understanding of our own word. God will is microscoping under of us plus telescopic understanding of environments. Majority of the people do not accept God's will. Some people do not even accept good will. They want to do by their will. They shall suffer. It's a very painful life, because then you have to understand individual gets up every morning with a doubt. The most spiritual person, when gets up in the morning, he says, whether I am spiritual today or not. Let us see to the evening. The story goes like that there was a one Muslim peer. He was sitting with his disciple and meditating, and a prostitute went by and she said, "Oh peer, the tail of my dog is whiter than your beard, or your beard is whiter than the tail of my dog." Peer said, "Lady, God bless you. I cannot answer this, but I'll try to meditate and find the answer. If answer comes, I'll let you know." The disciple told Peer that every day the angel Israel comes and talks to you, angels come and bless you, and you cannot answer this little question. Do you know who she was? She's a prostitute of this town. God, you should have answered her, rather changed her mind, rather done something. Peer said, "Calm down. Her question is very unique. It's much more and beyond me that I can answer." He looked at his master and he said, "You have a doubt?" He said, "No, in case of doubt, I can solve it. It's beyond doubt. I don't know. That's why I couldn't answer." Days passed by, month passed by, and one day the peer said to disciple, he said, "Shahzade, Prince, go and get that woman and ask her, I'm ready to answer." He was very curious. He went running, asked her, that peer has called you to give you the answer whether the tail of the dog is whiter than his beard or not. Those of you who wants to be saint must understand one thing forever. Bhagtan ki chal narali bhagtan kari bikh marg chalana. It is in Nanda Sahib. The path of the saint is different. Their path is so different and painful that no ordinary man can walk. But they do walk through that path with that smile, which an ordinary person cannot even walk through the path of roses. That's the difference between a man of God and man of man. So this prostitute came and said, "Yes, Peer, is the tail of my dog is whiter than your beard? Or the tail of dog, look at it." Peer opened his eyes and said, "Lady, my beard is whiter than the tail of your dog. Thank you very much for realizing that." And he was going to close his eyes, and the lady said, "You took about a month and a half to say this." And he said, "I had a month and a half to live. God knows in a month and a half what would have happened to my life, and I would have got spotted, and it would not have been white as it is. Now I am standing at the door with my Allah, with my God. Now can correctly answer you. It is whiter than the tail of your dog. And he closed his eyes and passed away. The story tells us that how perfect you may be, you will get up in the morning with a doubt. How your day will be. A spiritual man, days start with spiritual doubt. A businessman, days start with business doubt. A passionate man gets up with a passionate doubt. A lover gets up in his love's doubt. Idiot gets up in his misfortune's doubt. A liar gets up, whether he can lie good today or not. So everybody has a set frequency. And with that frequency, they all get up in the morning in that doubt that day what they're going to do. At night, when they're tired, all men do not take count of their life. They do not account for their life. They do not account for their day. That's the highest insult a man gives to God. Highest insult in this word is when at night, which is a Kirtan Sola time, you do not see at the balance sheet of your day. Because a khiyanat means misappropriation. God gave you breath for the day. You consciously, bad or good, used it. At least balance the books at night. The breath which God gave you, how you used it, good or bad. Nobody is telling you that you are supposed to use them all good. Nobody is telling you you're supposed to use them all bad. But the question is, you did use them. And you went through the time and space, which was God will, parallel to good will, parallel to your will. But majority of the people do not care. Amrit Vela, Kalka, Manai. Kalka is the goddess Prachanda Shakti. Its symbol is double-edged sword. Kalka Prachanda Shakti. When Kundalini Surji, that Prachand means it burst out. Prachand Shakti is Shakti which is not dormant, which is not that you can't see. One day, you as a woman should dress up in your Western clothes and try to be very beautiful about it and go and just assess the feeling. And next day, at the same hour, dress up in a perfect bana. Perfect, not halfway house, which you normally do. You make stupid of yourself most of the time. You want to go and win, but you do not want to use your tools. One who does not use his spiritual tools is a acknowledged fool. There's nothing to about it. Winning comes to the spirit, it doesn't come to your ego. Ego carries you, it does not carry your victory. If you have any misunderstanding that with your ego you will win, you will rot in the hell right on the earth while you are alive. You don't have to find the hell. It's here. What wins in you is your spirit. Use exactly at that time and then walk out and compare both feelings. You will definitely understand what the difference is. Because victory belongs to God, and those who stand before the mirror and dress up to please the God, then God dressed up to please them. Relationship is manifold. I do not understand why people do not understand relationship between man and God. There is no relationship for which you have to hassle and jump around and do any monkey business. Not at all. Stand before the mirror, look at yourself, and did you dress up to accept the God's will through the Guru's words in the goodwill of the Guru, or are you dressed up for your own will? Definitely, when you want to go the day, you want to impress a woman, you dress up in a different way. You go to a business meeting, you dress up different way. You do not have confidence in you that the way you are, if you go the way with your own spiritual will, you will win. Majority of you are living fools. I must say, you start a day with a doubt, you move in a day with a doubt, you deal in a day with a doubt, and in the end you bring doubt home and you don't like it. How come? Yesterday my chancellor came and papers were ready. He said, you sign it. What is it? Somebody is threatening your property, your life, blah, 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 the whole thing. I said, Assistant Chancellor, I'll just advise you, I won't sign it. Sir, I said, I am threatened, true. My life is threatened, true. But unfortunately, Singh Sahib shall not deny any man on this planet for good and bad act. And I shall not use any restriction of the court. I know it is foolish. According to you, I should seek your advice and I should just make 2-line signature. Matter will end. But if I call myself right and wrong, Singh Sahib, or accept the office, and then does not live to the ingredient of it, what a lie that will be. How much fake you can be, how much self-cheating, self-deceiving you can be. You accept something. I gave in the example, I say you can sit in a pelican and go in the city. You can be honored, but you can sit on a throne and you can go through the city. You cannot sit on a commode and go into the city. It will astonish people, it will hurt people's faith. Nobody will like it. They'll be shocked. What is happening? Therefore, it's not obligatory to deny your request. You are my assistant chancellor of Sikh Dharma and your request is genuine. But it's an obligation of mine too, not to sign that petition. You have to act and live in a conscious understanding, to stand under. If you want to stand under the will of God, then the God will take care of you. Sail pathar mein jant paye taka rijka kar tarya, mere madho ji satsangat mile so tarya. The God has produced what He has produced in the stone. God has provided its livelihood. O my beloved one, in the company of those who have disciplined their mind, one goes across the ocean of life. Situation with us in this dharma is very simple. Thapya na jaye, kita na hoye, ape aap naranjan soye. God cannot be installed. By doing, we cannot do enough to reproduce God and His power. Thapya na ja, kita na ho, ape aap naranjan so. that spotless one is by itself. Jin seviyan tin paya maan, Nanak gaviye guni nadhan. Those who have served him, they are honored. Nanak is full of merits. Karta tere sab kuch hai, jis dewe so pave, sada sift salah teri, naam man vasave. Naam jinke man vasya, vaje sabd gane. Kahe Nanak sache Sahib kya nahi karte. In your house there is everything, O Lord. But whom you bless it, he gets. He who gets it, if keep the appreciation of thy name in the heart, he gets all. Saith Nanak, whom you give it, he gets it. In Japji, he says, Jis hath jor kar vekhe soe, Nanak uttam neech na koe. One who is so macho and claims to be so mighty and powerful that he can do what he can do, let him do it. Nanak, none is higher and none is lower. Ik nihali paisavan ek uppan rain khade. There are some who are sleeping under the quilts and there are some who are standing to fan them. Nanak, as you blessed people, so they are blessed. Now, this life and this karma, which we have gained through the sanskar. Sanskar means a credit which we bring with us, and a debit which we have to pay, and the interest which we are supposed to create. That's how three things are in life. Now these three things, how can be dealt? It's very simple and very honorable. If you accept the universal will of God through the blessing of the Guru, then you have a guidance. Then everything will settle its affairs. But if you accept your will, then you have to pay your debt, your interest with it, and penalties, which you don't want to pay. Normal problem with all people is they want to do what they want to do, and all along they want God to come through. That's pretty difficult, isn't it? I Ching says, as in the heaven, so on the earth. What happens above is below. What is difficult on this earth, what looks neurotic on this earth, what doesn't look right on the earth, how can it look right in heavens? Please understand, Guru Gobind Singh, the father of this nation, protector of this faith, the guiding force, did not leave you orphan. And some of you do not let this orphanage go. You always try the drama of sympathy, apathy. That's the game you all try. In Western world, the living style is very simple. Create apathy, draw sympathy. Create a lay tantrum, draw attention. And while doing so, mess up the whole universe. Trust is not enough. Love is not enough. Trustworthiness is enough. Person has to build in his own spiritual strength, with his mental energy and with his spirituality, the trustworthiness. And that is what the life is all about. Opportunities wants to come to you. Wealth wants to come to you. Where God is, Narayan is, Lakshmi, his wife, will be. She doesn't want to stay divorced. Simple rule. Apni hathi apna appe hi kaaj swariye. With your own hand, you have to pay your own debt. This word is very unique, and there's a one story I will explain to you today. Narad, Mahamuni Narad, Grand Sage Narad, the guiding angel of Bhakti Yuga. Bhagavati is the guiding goddess of Shakti, Prachanda Shakti. Its name is Kalka. Gursimar Manai Kalka Khande Ki Bela. This is one line which Indian Sikhs do not understand at all. They read it all the time. And they read it very loud and they go into it. But if you ask them what is the explanation, they have their own explanation. When I was in India, I used to ask what this means. They give me such a weird answer, I just used to walk away. Gur Simar Manai Kalka Khande Ki Bela. Guru worshipped Kalka, Prachanda Shakti, Khande Ki Bela, and the double-edged sword became the symbol. That's what it exactly means. Bela means continuity. Bale means that, plant which, what do you call that thing which, wine, continuity, Bela. Gur Simar, it's a very clear line. It's not something there is any duality. Gur Simar Manai Kalka Khande Ki Bela. The problem is that somewhere along the Sikhs in India, they want to prove they are different than the Hindus. Sikhs are no different than the Hindus. They are the rishis of the Hindu. Nanak Shah Fakir, Hindu ka Guru, Muslim ka Peer. Nanak is the disciple of the perfect. He is the Guru to the Hindu. He is a Peer to the Muslim. An unfortunate part of the Sikh is the one who has learned the art of purity to become Khalsa. No, purity doesn't differentiate who is good and who is bad. Sun shines, it shines on the garbage pit and on the pile of gold exactly the same way. This understanding has to come. Gur Simar Manai Kalka Khande Ki Bela. Prachanda Shakti Kalka. Guru worshipped it and brought it the double-edged sword as the symbol. Moses went to the burning bush, talked to it, and brought the 10 commandments. That is acceptable. This is not. In our Ardas, it is a war Chandi ki, Devi Chandi. Prachanda Shakti is a Shakti, Prachanda Shakti's war. It's the praise of that. In that, these first lines of the Ardas, Pritham Bhagavati Simar ke Guru Nanak Laitya hai. These are the words of Guru Gobind Singh. Prithame, first, primarily, Bhagavati Simar ke, I worship the Bhagavati. So what is happening is a escapism, a play going on. There are simple two ways in life, Bhakti and Shakti, Miri and Piri. Guru Har Gobind Sodhi Sultan cleared the doubt by putting Bhakti and Shakti, Miri and Piri together, making Akal Takht and Hari Mandir right there. It took a doubt out of the mind of a Sikh that don't become this too much. Otherwise, the attitude is that when you get into bhakti, you become individually selfish. You get so high, you forget about the rest. And when you get into Sakshi, you control all the rest and tell them in your way. That's what the Mughals were doing. Through their imperial power, they were converting everybody's faith to their faith. And these great powerful yogis, they went to mountains to meditate and enjoy their bliss. Guru Hargobind said, no, it has to be put together. It has to be together. Purity is a reality, which is the essence of infinity. Pure thoughts do not hurt anybody. Pure deeds brings fortune, prosperity, and gifts. Gift is a fitting giving. Give, fit. There are two words in gift. Befitting offering, if given, petta they call it. Offering. Charity is when give to the junior, give to the poor, give to the low. Petta is when you give to the high. Gift you give to the one you love and pleasing and high. A fitting gift is called gift. Giving, fit giving. That's gift. When you give the gift of the prana by God, and you do not keep the conscious counting of it, and you mess up the account, that's where the trouble starts. Path in spirituality is a reminder of that. But I'm very surprised how much you have not even the guts to learn from me. You don't even like me anymore. And you are very stupidly blind. Right before you, before your eyes, 20 years ago, I came here with a pokedar pink turban, with a borrowed pant, and with a borrowed bush shirt. "20 years ago. Did I complain to you? Didn't God come through? Somebody is searching for a husband, somebody catering to this, somebody is catering to that. All this energy you convert into a net and go fishing whole day, come home with a spider and snakes, and then you say we are poisoned? What's going on? You make your ego into a net. You go out fishing. If you keep on throwing it on everybody, if you are a sexomaniac, you use your polite words or your harsh words, you take somebody to lunch, our purpose is the same. If you are attention seeker, you will do everything neurotic to achieve to that. There are 4 or 5 things you all do. 5 things. Each tattva has each rasa. Each rasa has each play. And purpose behind that play is exactly the same. Would you just rise above it, you idiots? God made you human and you make mockery of you worse than animal. Animals go to heat once a while. You are in heat all the time. If it's not a sexual heat, it is an ego heat. It's not ego heat, it's a attachment heat. It's not attachment heat, it is this. What is going on? Do you understand? You shall not come this way again. To reach where you are is a long route. Now, when we say that, they say spiritual people threatened. They curse. They threatened us. Why to go to Gurdwara? To hear we are not good. You are not good. You come to Gurdwara, there is a chance. If you don't come to Gurdwara, there is not even a chance. Your stupidity is enough. Papi ke marne ko paap maam bali hai. Why to kill a sinner? His own sin will kill him. Never ever. Murkh naal na lujiye. Never fight with the unwise man. His own unwisdom will kill him. There's no need of nonsense. Nonsense is enough. For a while it may make sense. Your game may keep going. You do not want to leave this sin. When you will be 70 or 78 or 80, your sins will leave you. Sir kampyo pag dagmage nain jot te heen. Your head will shake, your legs will shake, and your eyes will be without light. Who you will wink at? What kind of sex you can have and you can't even get up? And you think it will never happen to you? No, it will, because you want to live long. Nobody wants to die. If you decide to die at 36, 32, that's reasonable, I can understand. You did whatever you did, you are gone, met rents. But you want to live 250 years and not pay for it. Alexander the Great wanted to go to the fountain of life, perpetual life. He conquered up to India. He came to the Babylon, to that area. He found that there is one place up there in the mountain where there is a water. It springs once a while on the full moon. Whosoever drinks lives forever. He said, great, finally, I got it. So he went there on that full moon night. When he was going to drink, that fountain was there, water was there. No. He saw something. He said, who are you? He said, Alexander, don't ask. Drink, drink. He said, why? He said, we can be two. I'm alone. He said, what do you mean? He said, I did the same stupid things which you are doing. I drank this water. He said, what? You are worse than a skeleton. He said, that's what it is. I can't die. This water doesn't promise you happiness. This does not promise you fulfillment. It promises you only you will not die. That's all. Drink it, you stupid. Hurry up. He said, why? He said, I want a company. They say Alexander ran. And he left his sword even there, so they keep that sword as a memory and all that stuff. But when he came, he got so happy he didn't drink that water. He got a heart attack and he died. It's true. He called his best general, who was the faithful. You know, always you have faithful and unfaithful both at the same time. Those who give you bad time, those who give you good time, it's always balanced. So he called his most faithful one. He said, look, I'm going to die now. He said, yeah. He said, take my coffin in a great procession, but put my hands out. He said, no, hands have to be at your chest. That's the rule. He said, stupid. You have been faithful to me all in my life. Last minute I'm telling you something to do and you are telling me the rules? He said, okay, there's no problem. What do you want? He said, when I die, my coffin should be prepared and my hand should be spread out hanging. He said, they will break. He said, they'll break or not, I won't feel it. You do what I say. They should hang out empty, and that's how my procession should go. He said, for God's sake, make me understand. It's a simple thing. I want to tell the word, I conquered the word, but I carry with me nothing. And I want a practical demonstration. That's all. And I know I'm a king. I know I'm a conqueror. I know people love me. They're going to put my hand on my chest. He said, this chest has only the storage of karma. Chest means two things. Chest is where storage is. That's why you spell different, you call it a chest. We call it a chest because prana storage is linked here and heart beats here. It is also called Agan Granthi, the center of the fire. We are very lucky and fortunate. We know the science of yoga. We know the art of life. We have the guidance of the Guru. And we have life to live. All those things put together has blessed us to reach our birthday, which is coming in this April. I have been made to understand that arrangements are doing and everybody is doing all right. But I would like to tell you something. It is birthday of all of you. So don't leave it to the fact how much Naranjan has done, how much Siri Ram has done, how much Sarasat has done. No, do it all. Participate. One way or the other. Celebrate with a very pure attention for purity and height of it. See the zenith. Last word in alphabet is Z. And the most beautiful word is zenith. Zenith is the height. Beyond this there is no height. Prime word just says little. Zenith. You know, Sikh religion is a very educative storage of the house. Manmukh. Manmukh means whose face is toward his own mind. Egomaniac, we call it in simple English. I am translating it for your sake. Sanmukh, confronting mind, is Sanmukh. Bemukh, who has confronted and turned away. Gurmukh, whose face has become Guru's word. He is a Guru word with Guru words. Two things. In Gurmukh, two things are essential. He lives as a Guru's words and his words are that of the Guru, Gurmukh. Beyond that there is nothing. Look at the father of this nation, Guru Gobind Singh, Siri Mukh. The word of infinity. Siri Mukh Vak Padshai Dasmi. Word is Padshai, imperial and spiritual king. Path, gracious one. That is what we are going to celebrate, and it needs a lot of participation. Why I am asking it? You will purify yourself by doing so. Your soul will be attached to purity and to victory. The purpose of Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh will be understood. Invite your friends, invite your foes, invite you know people, invite you don't know people. God knows whose shoulder the destiny has to sit. That's why we come to Guru Ramdas Ashram and we touch our forehead and we bow. God knows who walked and the dust of whose feet can give the blessing. Therefore, we here are going to have Sangat from outside. The council of the pure one is going to meet. I know in Los Angeles many times you misbehave. But at least for this time, you are going to be on a candid camera as a local Sangat. Watch out. And in that consciousness, you will experience the loftiness. Do it with a mind and soul to reach the zenith of this liberated Vaisakhi of 89, which is coming to be with you. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਵਾਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਭਗਉਤੀ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਦਸਵੀਂ। ਪ੍ਰਥਮ ਭਗਉਤੀ ਸਿਮਰ ਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਲਈ ਧਿਆਏ। ਅੰਗਦ ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਰਾਮਦਾਸੇ ਹੋਈ ਸਹਾਇ। ਅਰਜਨ ਹਰ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਮਰੋ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਧਿਆਈਐ ਜਿਨ ਡਿਠਿਆ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ। ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿਮਰਿਏ ਕਰਨ ਉਨ ਦਿਆਵੇ ਤਾਏ। ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਣਾ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਏ, ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਣਾ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਇ। ਦਸਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨ ਪਿਤਾ, ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਣਾ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਇ। ਦਸਾਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀਆਂ ਕੇ ਸਰੂਪ ਜ਼ਾਹਿਰਾ ਜ਼ਹੂਰ ਹਾਜ਼ਰਾ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਅਕਲ ਕਲਾ ਭਰਪੂਰ। ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ महाराज आपकी बाणी की महिमा कही न जाए। ध्यान तर बोलना सतनाम सतनाम सतनाम। चार साहिबजादे पंज प्यारे 40 मुक्ते। ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਮਰੀਦਾਂ ਹੱਠੀਆਂ ਜਪੀਆਂ ਤਪੀਆਂ ਸਿਦਕਵਾਨਾਂ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਿਆ ਵੰਡ ਛਕਿਆ ਧਰਮ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਸੀਸ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਬੰਦ ਬੰਦ ਕਟਵਾਏ। ਪੁੱਠੀਆਂ ਖੱਲਾਂ ਲੋਹਾਈਆਂ ਖੋਪੜੀਆਂ ਉਤਰਵਾਈਆਂ। ਦੇਗਾਂ 'ਚ ਉਬਾਲੇ ਗਏ ਚਰਖੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਚੜੇ ਜੰਡਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੰਨ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਫੂਕੇ। ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਮਧੋਲੇ ਗਏ। ਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਿਦਕੇਸਾਂ ਸਵਾਸਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਭਾਇਆ। ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੁਰੂਪੁਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਹੋਏ। ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਤਨਾਮ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਾਈਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਖੰਨੀ ਖੰਨੀ ਟਿੱਕੀ ਪਿਆਲੇ ਪਿਆਲੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਤੇ ਸਵਾ ਸਵਾ ਮਣ ਪੀਸਣ ਪੀਸਿਆ। ਅਸਹਿ ਤੇ ਕਹਿ ਸਹਾਰੇ। ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਟੁਕੜੇ ਕਰਵਾ ਹਾਰ ਬਣਵਾ ਗਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਪਵਾਏ। ਨੇਜ਼ਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਟੰਗਵਾਏ ਸੀਨੀ ਚਿੜੀਆਂ। ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਤਨਾਮ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਮੌਜੂਦਾ ਦੌਰ 'ਚ ਟਾਇਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਬੰਨ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਫੂਕ ਦਿੱਤੇ। ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਅੱਗਾਂ ਲਾਈਆਂ। ਰਾਹ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਅਣਜਾਣ ਨਿਰਦੋਸ਼ੇ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋਏ। ਤੇਰੇ ਦਰ ਕਰ ਵਰ ਖਾਤਰ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਤਲੀ ਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਮਾਈ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਵਾਰ ਗੁਰੂਪੁਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਹੋਏ। ਤਿਨਾਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸਤਨਾਮ। ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨ ਪਿਤਾ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾਨ ਨਾਮਦਾਨ ਰਹਿਤ ਦਾਨ ਕੇਸ ਦਾਨ ਵਿਵੇਕ ਦਾਨ दाना सिरदान श्री अमृतसर साहिब के दर्शन स्नान चौकियाँ झंडे बुंगे जुग जुग अटल धर्म का जयकार। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਏ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਬੋਲ ਬਾਲੇ। ਮਨ ਨੀਵਾ ਮਤ ਉੱਚੀ ਮਤ ਪਤ ਕਰ ਆਖਾ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਸਦਾ ਸਹਾਈ ਦਾਤਾਰ ਜੀ ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ। ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਏਕਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਜਥੇਦਾਰੀ ਕਰੋ। ਸਮਤ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧਾਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਆਪ ਦੀਆਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਦਾਤਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਕੜਾ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦ ਦੀ ਦੇਗ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਭੋਗ ਲੱਗੇ ਸੀਤ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਵਰਤੇ। ਜੋ ਜੀ ਸਕੇ ਸੋ ਆਪ ਜੀ का प्यारा नाम वाहिगुरु 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 जपे। आप जी किरपा करो। आई संगत दी तिल पुल पेटा प्रवान करनी जी। अपनी प्यारी संगत नूं सच्चे पातशाह फतेह बख्शो। रखे रखनहार आप भारीयन गुर की पैरी पाए काज सवारियन। हो आप दयाल मनो न बसारियन साध जिना के संग पहुजल तारियन। साकत निंदक दुष्ट खिन माए बदारियन। तिस साहिब की टेक नानक मने माय जित सिमरत सुख होए सब। मेहरबान सतगुरु महान सतगुरु निराकार सतगुरु ओंकार सतगुरु साकार सतगुरु। किरपा करो मेहर करो तुठो आप करम करो। आया नूं गल लाओ। सच्चे पातशाह अरदास है ब्लैस उडन दी। आप दे हजूर बिन गोलियां सतगुर जान दा मेहर करनी जी। किरपा करनी आप जी दे हजूर आप जी दा खालसा जी हाज़र होए हन। आप जी दे दीवान लगे मेहर करनी आईयां संगतां नूं सच्चे पातशाह चढ़दी कला बख्शनी। आप जी अपना हुक्म बख्शो। हुक्म दे चलन दी भगती ते शक्ति बख्शो। मेहरबान सतगुरु अपनी चरनी लाओ। गुरु नानक नाम चढ़दी कला तेरे पाने सरबत का भला। वाहिगुरु जी का वाहिगुरु। आज्ञा भई अकाल की तभी सब सीखन को हुक्म है। गुरु ग्रंथ जी माने की राज करेगा खालसा आकी। और हुए सब मिलेंगे बचे शरण। राज करेगा खालसा आकी। और हुए सब मिलेंगे बचे शरण। बोले सो निहाल। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा।
सो कहो तो गुरु सेविया एनिस सहज सभाए। दर्शन परसिए गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए। होवे सिफत खुशामदी नुरियार सो गुरु सो जटिया। तुर डिटे सचे पातशाह मल जन्म जन्म दी कटिया। सजन सचा पातशाह सिर शाहों दे शाह। जिस पास बैठिए सोए सबना दावे साहो। सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जी। सोरठ महला तीजा कर पहला तितुकी। एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद। ਭਗਤਾ ਦੀ ਸਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਹਰ ਜਿਉ ਤੁਰ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਆਇਆ ਭਗਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਹਰ ਜਿਉ ਤੁਰ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਆਇਆ ਪ੍ਰਹਲਾਦ ਜਨ ਤੁਧ ਰਾਖ ਲੈ ਹਰ ਜਿਉ ਹਰ ਨਾਕਸ਼ ਮਾਰ ਪਚਾਇਆ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਨੋ ਪਰਤੀਤ ਹੈ ਹਰ ਜਿਉ ਮਨਮੁਖ ਪਰਮ ਭੁਲਾਇਆ ਹਰ ਜੀ ਏ ਤੇਰੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ ਭਗਤਾ ਕੀ ਪੈਜ ਰਖ ਤੂ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਭਗਤ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਰਨਾਈ ਰਹਾਓ ਭਗਤਾ ਨੋ ਜਮ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਨ ਸਾਕੇ ਜਮ ਜੋ ਹੀ ਨਾ ਸਾਕੇ ਕਾਲ ਨ ਨੇੜੇ ਜਾਈ ਕੇਵਲ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਨਾਮੈ ਹੀ ਮੁਕਤ ਪਾਈ ਰਿੱਧ ਸਿੱਧ ਸਭ ਭਗਤਾ ਸਰਨੀ ਚਰਨੀ ਲਾਗੀ ਗੁਰ ਕੇ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਪਾਈ ਮਨ ਮੁਖਾਨੋ ਪ੍ਰਤੀਤ ਨ ਆਵੇ ਅੰਤਰ ਲੋਭ ਸੁਆਓ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਨ ਪੇਤਿਓ ਹਰ ਨਾਮ ਨ ਲਾਗਾ ਪਾਓ ਕੂੜ ਕਪਟ ਪਾਜ ਲੈ ਜਾਸੀ ਮਨਮੁਖ ਫੀਕਾ ਅਲਾਓ ਭਗਤਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਵਰਤਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਜੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਹੂੰ ਤੂੰ ਜਾਤਾ ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹ ਸਭ ਲੋਕ ਹੈ ਤੇਰੀ ਤੂੰ ਏਕੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਿਦਾਤਾ ਹਉ ਮੈਂ ਮਾਰ ਮਨਸਾ ਮਨੇ ਸਮਾਨੀ ਗੁਰ ਕੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪਛਾਤਾ ਅਚਿੰਤ ਕਮ ਕਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤਿਨ ਕੈ ਜਿਨ ਹਰ ਕਾ ਨਾਮ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਸਦਾ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਸਭ ਕਾਜ ਸਵਾਰਨ ਹਾਰਾ ਓ ਨਾ ਕੀ ਰੀਸ ਕਰੇ ਸੋ ਵਿਗਸੇ ਜਿਨ ਹਰ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਹੈ ਰਖਵਾਰਾ ਬਿਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਸੇਵੇ ਕੀਨੈ ਨ ਪਾਇਆ ਮਨ ਮੁਖ ਭੋਕ ਮੁਐ ਬਿਲ ਲਾਈ ਆਵੇ ਜਾਵੇ ਠੋਰ ਨ ਪਾਵੇ ਦੁਖ ਮੈਂ ਦੁਖ ਸਮਾਈ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਹੋਵੇ ਸੋ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਪੀਵੇ ਸਹਿਜੇ ਸਾਚ ਸਮਾਈ ਬਿਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਸੇਵੇ ਜਨਮ ਨ ਛੋੜੇ ਜੈ ਅਨੇਕ ਕਰਮ ਕਰੇ ਅਧਿਕਾਈ ਵੇਦ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਤੇ ਵਾਦ ਰਕਾਣੇ ਬਿਨ ਹਰ ਪਤ ਗਵਾਈ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਸਾਚੀ ਜਿਸ ਬਾਣੀ ਭਜ ਛੂਟੇ ਗੁਰ ਸਰਨਾਈ ਜਿਨ ਹਰ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਸੇ ਦਰ ਸਾਚੇ ਦਰ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਚਿਆਰਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਪਾ ਜੁਗ ਜੁਗ ਹੋਏ ਕੋਏ ਨਾ ਮੇਟਨ ਹਾਰਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਨ ਕੇ ਸਦ ਬਲਹਾਰੀ ਜਿਨ ਹਰ ਰਾਖਿਆ ਉਰਤਾਰਾ ਜਿਨ ਹਰ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਸੇ ਦਰ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਚਿਆਰਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਭਾ ਜੁਗ ਜੁਗ ਹੋਏ ਕੋਏ ਨਾ ਮੇਟਨ ਹਾਰਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਨ ਕੇ ਸਦ ਬਲਹਾਰੇ ਜਿਨ ਹਰ ਰਾਖਿਆ ਉਰਤਾਰਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
has a very complete facet to deal with every aspect of life. It deals with the worldly, spirituality, misery and prosperity. And it is a complete, it tells you as the aspect of the karma is and the reference to life is as we face it, why the resultant it. I mean, it's a totally drawn hectagon. So please listen to it in English and try to understand deeply so that you may not just read it as a ritual. Listen to it as a reality.
Swarat, third Guru,
Now you got to speak. People are listening to you. If you're not fit to do the job, don't sit on it.
There is but one God.
Good.
By true Guru's grace, he is obtained.
You are one man who is supposed to talk so loud that everybody should listen. Understand?
Yes.
Read it for others, not for yourself.
You, O Sire Lord, has ever preserved the dignity of your saints, and from the very beginning. You, O Sire Lord, has ever preserved the dignity of your saints, and since the very beginning. You have been saving their honor. You, O reverend God, rescued Prahlad, your slave, and utterly annihilated Harnakash. Harnakash. The Guru words have faith in you, but the apostates go astray in doubt, O Sire Lord. O venerable God, this is your glory. You save the honor of your devotees. Your devotees seek your refuge, O Lord. Pause. God's slave, the death's courier cannot touch, nor can death draw near them. The Lord's name alone dwells within their mind, and only through the name do they obtain the salvation. Wealth and supernatural powers all fall at the saints' feet, as they are blessed with equipoise and sublime faith by the Guru. The perverse have no faith in the Guru. Within them is greed and self-interest. They do not realize the name in their mind through the Guru, nor do they enshrine affection for God's name. The guilt of falsehood and hypocrisy shall fade away. An apostate ever talks dryly. You yourself works through your saints, O Sire Lord, and through your devotees you are known. All of the mortals engrossed in love of wealth are yours. You alone are the Creator Lord. Stilling my self-conceit and nipping the desire in the very mind, I have realized the Lord through Guru's instruction. The Lord automatically accomplishes the tasks of those to whom the name of God is dear. By Guru's grace, the arranger of all the affairs ever abides within their mind. Whosoever rivals those who have the Lord God as their Savior, he is destroyed. Without serving the true Guru, no one has ever attained the Lord. The egocentrics die, yelping and wailing. They come and go and find no place of rest. In utter pain they sink. He who turns Guruward drinks in nectar and is easily absorbed in the true name. Without the true Guru's service, births and deaths do not leave the man, though he may perform many, many rituals. He who reads the Vedas and indulges in controversies loses his honor without God. True is the Satguru, whose word is true. Repairing to the Guru's refuge, one is emancipated. They, within whose mind God abides, are exonerated in the Lord's court. They are acclaimed as true in the true court. Their praise resounds all the ages through. No one can undo it. Nanak is ever sacrificed to those who keep the Lord enshrined in their mind. They, within whose mind God abides, are exonerated in the Lord's court. They are acclaimed as true in the true court. Their praise resounds all the ages through. No one can undo it. Nanak is ever a sacrifice to those who keep the Lord enshrined in their mind. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
ਸਿੱਖਣ ਕੋ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ, ਗੁਰੂ ਮਾਨਿਓ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ, ਗੁਰੂ ਮਾਨਿਓ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ, ਗੁਰੂ ਮਾਨਿਓ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਜਪੋ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ 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 ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ। ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Satnam